Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Okay, folks, welcome back to another lesson. It's one of my favorite topics, algebra. I've been meaning to teach this topic on YouTube for a long time. Solving simple equations. I'm with my student today, Adeel. He's come from school here. Okay, right. Let's start off with some of the very basic questions. So, Adeel, we got here part 1. I'm going to split this space into 4. This is the area of the whiteboard that's going to be in focus on the camera, so you need to make sure we don't go over the space. Right. Okay, the first question we have is x, which is our unknown quantity, which we don't know. Add 6 is equal to 21. I'm going to show you two ways initially of how we do this question. One is called the traditional algebraic method, the mathematical method, and one is the new modern technique. I learned my new modern technique from one of my teachers when I was working in school, from my head of maths, and so I will go that method. I like that a lot. Okay, now let's have a look at the traditional method. Traditionally in algebra, if you want to solve this equation, we need to make x the subject. We have x add 6 is equal to 21. We need to do the inverse, the opposite of add 6. And opposite of add 6 is?
Take away.
Thank you, Adeel. Take away 6. If I take away 6 from the left, I must take away 6 from the right. So we now need to balance the equation. So what we do to one side, we do to the other side to keep the equation in equilibrium. So this will cancel that out, and that will leave you x. You have 21 minus 6, that will give you an answer of? Okay, happy with that? Yeah. Okay, 21, we take away 1 first, that gives you 20, take away another 5, gives you 15. Okay, good. This here, this technique of what you do to one side, you do to the other side, that is the traditional mathematical technique. Let's now compare this to the second way. I'm going to show you the same question. X plus 6 is equal to 21. Now, if you start with the x, we've got to make x the subject. We have an extra plus 6. That's the first action being done. And the opposite of add 6 is?
Take away 6.
So I'll move my plus 6 from the left, I'll move it to the right. As we change side, we change sign. So the technique here is change side. Therefore, we change the sign. Okay? So the plus 6 on this side becomes minus 6. I'm going to rewrite the equation for completeness. I don't really need to rewrite that part, I'm just rewriting it just to make it a bit more clearer. So x is equal to 21 minus 6, x is equal to 15. We get the same answer. So two different approaches. This is the traditional mathematical approach, this is the new modern approach. We grab something, we change side, we change sign, so just do one movement. I find this method a bit more quicker, and this is my preferred method. That's the method I'm going to be showing you today. Okay, right. Now we go with our basic first question done in two different ways. So that's method 1. This one is method 2. This is the traditional method. This is the newer method. Okay, if we change side, the plus 6, we change sign. Okay, now we're going to rub this off, and we're going to start some new questions. Okay, hopefully this should be coming through on the camera nice and big, because I've only focused on a very small area of the board. Okay, I'm going to rub up this as well to give us a bit more space, and this, and we're going to go higher a bit. Right, so you can see how effective this method is. Yes. Alright. Okie dokie. Right. Right, let's have a look at this. Okay, x add 8 is equal to 11. We use the second technique. We want to start at the x. X, what's been done to the x is being plussed by 8. Opposite of plus 8 is?
Minus 8.
Copy it down. We're not going to rewrite it now. 11 minus 8, we do it there, and then that gives us an answer of? 3. Okay, done. Is that difficult, Adeel? Let's do another question. We have x minus 11 and the answer is 11. Okay, what do we say? We start at the x and we see, look what's been done to the x. X has been minus by 11, and then opposite of minus 11, change side, we change sign, becomes a plus 11. We don't need to copy that down. Copy that down, and 11 add 11 is
22.
done. That's how simplistic the technique is. You should be able to, at the end of this video, be able to solve simple equations, solve algebraic equations easily. Okay, let's have a look at another example. So we have now x. Okay, first of all, we need to know how to read this. First of all, this says x divided by 3 equals 10. It's important that we can read. We must read the equation. It's all about in the reading. So we start with the x. Now, Adeel, how many things have been done to the x? How many things?
Divide.
1. Divide by 3. Just one thing's been done to it. So we grab that one thing here, which is the divide by 3. We take it to the other side, and it was divided on this side. It now becomes a times. Okay, let's just quickly put over here our opposites. So our do's and undo's, something that we've missed out in the beginning of our video. Okay, so opposite add is?
Opposite of add is take away.
Opposite takeaway is?
Add.
Multiply?
Divide.
Divide?
Times.
Okay, so we'll be using these in here. So opposite add is minus, opposite of minus is add. Now the opposite divide is?
Times.
According to our opposites do and undo. So when we do an operation and we undo it by doing the inverse, this here is the inverse column. Okay, we've got to finish this question off. So we have x divided by 3 becomes a time by 3. We copy the x down. It's very important that you keep things lined up. I don't like sloppy maths. Keep the x in the right place, keep the equals lined up. What's moved from the left hand side is now on the right hand side. The answer should now be on the right hand side. So try not to flick your numbers and letters across. It's just very, very messy maths. 10 times by 3 will give us?
30.
30. Let's just make sure that 30 is in the video. Beautifully in the video. Lovely. Okay, let's do some more questions on this side. So we have x. Okay, we have 3x is equal to, right, that says 3x equals 39. What is another way of reading 3x? How do we read 3x? What does it mean? At the moment we're just reading it as 3x. 3x means what? 3x means 3 times by x. Okay, so we need to know what the 3x means. So I'm going to rewrite that, because I haven't got enough room in there for the moment, as, okay, now this times I put in there for emphasis only. We should all know that a number next to a letter in mathematics algebraically means automatically times, but I put the times in brown for emphasis and to show you for the sake of this exercise what we're going to do. Now that we can see the times, we can now say, okay, I'm going to start at x, I'm going to make x the subject, and I've got times by 3, that's my first action. Opposite of time by 3 is?
Divide by 3.
Divide by 3. Because we can see it and we can realize it, we can do something about it by doing the opposite of it. So we copy the x down, equal down. 39 divided by 3 will give us an answer of? 13. Okay. So we've done addition question, we've done a subtraction question, we've done a division question, and we've done a multiplication question. Now this will be okay for the students who are doing parts 1 to part 5 in the sheet I'm going to give you. So what I'd like you to do first of all, that's going to be the end of our first video for today. You'll have another video with the questions and answer questions on there for those students who want to follow us at home on YouTube, anywhere and everywhere around the world, inshallah. So you're welcome to join us. Okay, until that second video, and the third video will be going to looking at two-step equations. So please come and join us back in the next video. Until then, Adeel, you're going to give some questions now. That's the end of this video. Assalamu alaikum. See you next video.